Hey everyone, welcome back to another trade breakdown. Just going over the London session that we had this morning. Um, it wasn't good. It was just a rubbish open, and then we didn't get any moves till late. So took a couple break evens during the London Open, and then after the stream ended, after I finished up with everyone, gave some ideas, and finally the ideas came in. So let's have a little look at that. Okay, so I've just replayed the charts, and we were starting where we were. I was making note on the weekly chart. See where we're at this over this bit. We've got a couple little monthly levels, these thicker black lines. We've got all these weekly wick rejections. And then after last week, just had such a bumper week. I expected today to have a little bit of a pullback. Ultimately, the bulls can come back in at some stage, given how bullish everything has been, and given like there was a little bit of uncertainty over Microsoft, and we've got such nice correlation with GE40 in the US indices. So it was only a matter of time before bulls would come back in. So the sells wouldn't give it so easy. But I was expecting a little bit of a bearishness to come in at the tops over here. So let's just drop down to the 30-minute chart and keep this one nice and short. We saw the Asian session push up and take the New York high from Friday. And then we saw the price pulling back a little bit. And then Euro session didn't really give us pre-London Euro Open didn't really give us anything to go with. But we did have, like, it was just trading going for longs from this point in the weekly candle is just too much. We're just so high. So it would make a lot more sense for a pullback. So there wasn't enough certainty just to give it a go immediately. So I had to wait for some price action to tell me that we're going to go short. We do have lovely liquidity candle, like no wick candle over here, just clean candles in general. So it just makes a lot of sense for price to pull back, at least pull back a little bit into this range before finding that bullishness again. I was kind of hoping that would drop down a lot further, down to like these areas. So I did give a couple ideas after the stream. One being that if the bulls came in early and we're trading up to around this 16,000 handle, I thought we can find some sells from there. Or if we were able to drop all the way down to like 15,810, I thought we'd be able to find like a bit of a bounce from this area as well. The other things that are notable were on, you can see like these clean candles that pushed up, little pause, pushed up and then pushed up. You can see like where this had no wick, no bottom wick on this one. This is a huge imbalance that would be ready for price to come and retest. And then if we look at the 15-minute over the same area, we can see that we did have a little bit of an order block over there. So I was keeping an eye on price. And I wanted to see if price what it was going to do once it hit this area, whether it was going to form a little resistance, and then we can push down a bit deeper into these areas. So if we go to the 5-minute, we'll go to 3-minute actually. And the first trade was taken based on the 3-minute. This is the one that was actually in the YouTube stream. What we had a couple of little rejection wicks. Okay, rejection wick, it's gone wicked higher, then it came to the left, it closed lower. The second one retesting that wick and then closing lower. So this is given a little bit of a rejection just before the London Open. So it made sense for these sells to come in. But we know London will often take both sides. Often, not always. Didn't do it once last week. But usually that's the case. So we see it wicks up higher, then it closes bearish. So it's looking good for that downside. Didn't get involved yet until price had actually pushed down deeply into this. And you can see like where it was rejecting this little thin black line. And that was lining up that 15-minute area over here. So what I was thinking is that once this candle had formed, what I wanted to see was price come back. See how it formed no top wick? I wanted the price to come up. Once it took the retest of the no top wick, I'll jump in. I'll keep my stop loss above here, and I was targeting the previous, not the Friday, but the New York session before that, the Thursday. So I was targeting this area right over here. Okay, so that was where the take profit was. Price just took so long. So that was the main issue with this one, because I got into the trade fairly quick when it came back up. So this was entered on this one over here. That one over there. Okay. And then was basically just waiting for price to sell off a little bit, but then we got stuck in this, and it just went sideways for so long. So what I did inside of here, when price was pushing down and then kept on, see all these wicks, they kept on coming up. At some stage, I just closed it manually. I just closed that one for complete break even. So didn't take anything on that one. See the time here. Let's keep on going. Yeah, I think it was this one here that I ended up closing for break even, this candle. Once it failed to go, I only got about 10 pips or so in profit at the maximum. So once been up 10 pips, I didn't really want to give this one back. If it was really struggling from here, given how bullish we'd been, I didn't want to just hold. So and then I just had to sit through this. I was just in the trade for too long. So ended the stream around about 9:30 or so. Ended it about here. And then it was just the private members, and then we were just watching this, and I thought, well, if price is not giving it, then let's just play the range and then try go for 10 pips. So price was, where was it at? Got in somewhere around someone here. It was about there. Yeah, it was about here. 1894. Sorry, I was targeting 1904. It's going to play the range here. Price pushed up at that stage. I thought because we are playing the range, I moved stops to break even. And then I must have got on this one. Got on that one. Price came up, moved to stops to break even, came down, whipped me out. It was just a break even trade again. So a little bit annoying. And then afterwards, looking at the 1 hour time frame, this is the area that I was looking for. Okay, see this liquidity candle right over here. This one, I was thinking, if we can form a resistance, given how this candle closed, it makes a lot of sense for the wick fill. And if I can find some resistance forming here and then pushing down, then we'll look for price to come down and just refill this whole candle, given that we've probably second attempt to break under this line would be the one that breaks, and then we can see a little bit more downside. So that was the idea given afterwards. And then where the trade actually happened pretty quickly. So price had to wait for price to push up a little bit. This is the same line that's been on the chart since this morning. Price wicked up, took the high of this hour candle, which actually makes a lot of sense, because where this is your resistance, that candle plus that candle. So together, this is your resistance zone. So I was just looking for price to create a resistance over here. Looking at the 15 minutes, this was the first sign of resistance candle coming in. And then as it was breaking the low, it triggered that trade. Stop loss just kept it above the high. And then that one was the one that finally just ran. So it took a while. Took a while for it to happen. And then these other ones just never came in. So at that stage, New York session came in, swept the London low. And then we've just been grinding higher. Not a whole lot of volatility in this day, but kind of doesn't surprise me after the bumper week that we've had. Plus this week's got Thanksgiving on the Thursday. So it's going to be a pretty quiet week, I think, overall. I think most of the fun they got in the previous week. Anyway, so yeah, this actual London Open was pretty rough, just trading all through this. Well, streaming all through this. Just no good, no price action. Not much you can do in this area. Just set your levels, set your zones you want to target, and then just wait for the late volume to come in. All right. So, all right. Hope everyone had a good session. I will see you guys for Tuesday. Bye-bye.